You're watching Ringside Wrestling. Alrighty guys, Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment here for your Smackdown Live review, and I am proud to be able to say Smackdown Live was a better show than it was last week. It was a very good show, in fact. It was better than Monday Night Raw, in fact. But really, when the show was so bad last week, how can you go down is the question here. And I'm glad they did go up, because if they would have went down, they would have went down. But SmackDown delivered the show that they should have gave us last week today, and I'm glad to say that it was a better show than Monday Night Raw. Not by that much. It wasn't leaps and bounds ahead of Monday Night Raw. It wasn't as good as the Monday Night Raw last week. That show was unbeatable as far as 2016 goes. But it was a good show, and I am glad to be reporting that to you guys. Let's get into the review. So the show opens with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan pretty much scolding Randy Orton for going to Raw and doing what hyped everybody for this match pretty much, RKOing Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw last night. That RKO was one that got everybody hyped. It woke up the crowd last night, and it got everybody talking about this Brock Lesnar match, and I loved the way they handled it, ushering Randy Orton out, ushering him out of the Raw arena. And they pretty much were saying, Randy, you have to understand that what you did last night was no good, and it wasn't, because we don't want SmackDown superstars going on to Raw. What's the point of a brand split if SmackDown superstars can just show up on Raw? Nothing. So they were scolding him, they were making it seem like a big deal, which it is. And Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan pretty much comprised a gigantic group of security guards to stop Brock Lesnar in case he breaks in and gets his revenge on Randy Orton. So you're building hype for the show. Will Brock Lesnar show up or not? Let's find out. And then they continue walking to see the Miz. Miz comes up to them, says, they're talking about the draft. Miz is like, you seemed hesitant to draft me, Daniel. Daniel Bryan goes on to say, yes, I didn't want to draft you, Miz. I wanted to draft the Intercontinental Championship. And they go on to announce, which this is very important here, they go on to announce an Intercontinental Championship #1 contender match, triple threat between Baron Corbin, I almost said Brock Lesnar, Baron Corbin, Kalisto, and according to Daniel Bryan, Apollo Creed, which I got a big chuckle out of that. He messed up the name reasonably so, and I've had friends who they, every time I say Apollo Crews, they're like, I think Apollo Creed. So the fact that Daniel Bryan said Apollo Creed was pretty funny in my eyes. So Apollo Creed is going to go in for the IC title match. and then we get a Ziggler and Ambrose segment. Ziggler and Ambrose, oh my god, Ziggler stepped it up. Ambrose just continued his amazing mic skills. We saw this on a Monday Night Raw a few weeks ago before Battleground, him and Seth pretty much confronting each other. Ambrose let it out there. He let it out tonight. Ambrose is fantastic on the mic. He was pretty much saying that Ziggler is too worried about his looks and what the world thinks about him, and he needs to focus more on getting what he wants. He shouldn't care about what others think of him. Ambrose didn't care what others thinks of him, and he's holding the WWE World Heavyweight title right now. So that's what Ambrose said. Ziggler says he will win because he is that damn good, and he said this with emotion. He said this, he was hyped. He was getting you hyped for this match, and he is making you believe that he is legitimate. He is a legitimate contender for this World Heavyweight title. So I like that WWE is putting the focus on the fact that Ziggler hasn't been doing anything for the past couple years. He's been beat by Baron Corbin. He's been beat by Tyler Breeze. He's been beat by every name in the book. Rusev. I mean, he's been jobbing for the past couple years pretty much. Since Survivor Series, at least, where he won the Team Authority match for Team Cena, I think it was. Since then, he's pretty much been jobbing. He had an awful 2015, and that bled right into 2016. So now they're putting the focus on him looking as a legitimate threat for the world title. So he's giving us this emotional speech. He's trying to get this sympathy from the crowd. And Ambrose did unleash a very heelish side of, not a heelish side, but he was very on the edge. I love the way he came off. He really didn't care. He told Ziggler the truth. He told Ziggler what he thought of him, and I like that. He's a champion that's willing to fight, and I like the way he approached Ziggler tonight, and he approached this entire situation. Ambrose leaves, Ziggler in the ring, angry at what Ambrose had to say about him, because Ambrose was pretty much telling him, you can't do it, you can't beat me. And in most cases, if we're looking at his track record of 2015, that's true. And Ambrose has also beat Ziggler before, if you don't remember that. But anyways, Ambrose leaves the ring, Ziggler's in the ring, and you hear the Bray Wyatt, the little images that pop up, and Sister Abigail's Dolph Ziggler out of nowhere. If you want an out of nowhere move, that was an out of nowhere move. Screw you, Randy Orton. So Bray Wyatt goes on to say Ziggler stole something from him last week, and that if Ziggler truly wants to prove that he is a #1 contender for that WWE title, that he has to go through him. And there was an amazing yes chant for Bray Wyatt. People want Bray Wyatt. WWE, listen, I don't know what Bray Wyatt is going to be doing, because he did go on to lose the match with Ziggler tonight. I don't know what he's going to be doing for SummerSlam, but the reaction he got tonight and the way he is on the mic and the way he is in the ring, his entire presentation is a WWE Championship material. I actually thought he was going to go on to win, and WWE was just going to leave Ziggler in the dust. But no, Ziggler won, and it does legitimize him as a viable threat for the WWE World title. Because if it wasn't Ziggler who won, we thought Bray Wyatt was going to be the one to win this, the six-man, I don't even know what they call it, the six-pack challenge. What a ridiculous name. We all thought that Bray Wyatt was gonna go on to win that six-pack challenge. So now Ziggler has beat the favorite in our minds. If not, AJ Styles was our favorite. Nobody really expected Ziggler to win, but he did, and now he has beat the guy we thought was gonna win. So he now does look very legitimate. Then we have a backstage segment where Ziggler goes to Shane and Daniel Bryan. He's like, did you see what that guy did out there? And Shane and Bryan are pretty much like, yeah, we did see what he did out there. And Ziggler's saying, oh, I accept. And Bryan and Shane are saying, you have a ticket to the World Championship. Are you really going to put that at risk by going into the ring with Bray Wyatt? And then Ziggler says, you guys don't confide in me. That crowd doesn't confide in me. Not even Dean Ambrose thinks that I am a viable threat, so I'm going to go prove it to you. So he does go on to prove it. So some very good looks for Dolph Ziggler heading into this title match. I didn't think they'd be able to build him up legitimately, but they are trying. He's not quite there yet. Listen to that. He's not quite there yet, but a couple more wins and he will seem like a viable threat for that #1 contendership of the WWE title. Then we go on to the triple threat match. Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, and Kalisto. Miz was on commentary, and it was a pretty short matchup. What they were doing in that ring while the match was going on was fantastic. And if it would have went on 10 or 15 more minutes, this match would have been gold. I can guarantee you gold. But nope, there was a moment where Baron Corbin had Kalisto up on top. Apollo Crews drop kick to the back of Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin out the ring. Kalisto manages to hold on to the ropes while Kalisto goes back in. Apollo Crews, well, roll up. The match is over. 1, 2, 3. It was a big win for Crews, but it would have been even bigger if they would have gave the match time. They should have gave the match time, and the fact that they didn't, quite frankly, pisses me off, because this is a match I genuinely wanted to see go on for longer. And it did represent the opportunities opened up by the draft, now that Apollo Crews is the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, but you had to put the length of the match on the line. Come on. If it would have went on longer, I would have loved this match. I would have loved this entire segment, and it would have made SmackDown that much better. It should have gone on longer. After the match, Baron Corbin continues attacking Kalisto because they did have a feud. It was very minor, but a feud going into the draft, and now they seem to be continuing that going into SummerSlam, and that causes Crews to come back in and try to stop Corbin from getting on Kalisto. You know, the face stuff, they have to do that. And Apollo Crews is getting the edge on Baron Corbin, but Miz, that is on commentary, comes from behind, skull-crushing finale to Apollo Crews. The Intercontinental Champion gets one over on the challenger, and then Baron Corbin, being the heel he is, nobody safe, hits the end of days on the Miz. So Baron Corbin keeping his look as the threat in the WWE SmackDown roster. He got one over on Apollo Crews, Kalisto, and The Miz. Not in the way he wanted, but he did look dominant in this match. Big win for Apollo Crews. Cannot wait to see him go against The Miz. I want him to win at SummerSlam, and I cannot wait for SummerSlam, the way they are building this card. Apollo Crews, AJ Styles versus John Cena, which I'm going to get into. A women's match, which is, if Eva Marie is not on the card, I am happy for that SmackDown women's match, trust me. So, SmackDown's version of SummerSlam looking pretty good, especially with The Miz and Apollo Crews going against each other. Next we have Becky Lynch versus Eva Marie. Why is Eva Marie on my TV? Why is Eva Marie on my TV? Please, I need a confirmed answer. Why is Eva Marie on my television? Because I don't know. I don't know. Get her off. She sucks in the ring. And this just proves it tonight, because she makes her entrance, she fakes an injury, and she can't even do that right. She was smiling the entire time while she had her leg hooked, and the referee bought it. Like, how am I supposed to believe it? She's smiling. She looks like a little kid trying to lie about something. Like, oh god. She looks like a little kid trying to lie about them having the Cheetos hidden in their room. No, Eva Marie, you're not a wrestler. Go do your cooking shit on the CNN network with I don't even know who. Go, please leave my TV, because Becky Lynch is not something you should be wasting your time with. Becky Lynch is an amazing talent, and putting her against Eva Marie is shit. But the best outcome happened, and Eva Marie, they were joking about this on Twitter, Eva Marie had her best match of all time because the match never even happened. So it saved me pain of watching Eva Marie botch everything, all botch everything, screw all red everything, it's all botch. Look, I'm botching just talking about it. It's all botch everything. Thank you very much. Alright, next we have Carmella in an interview with Renee Young. She's quickly interrupted by Natalya, who asks why she isn't being interviewed, and she brings up Bret Hart and all that good stuff, which pretty much leads to a women's match later on in the night, and we will get to that. The Vaudevillains getting a match on SmackDown against, you already know who. It was hyped the whole show, American Alpha Baby. And it was a good match, got everyone hype as hell. And oh my god, is American Alpha over already? American Alpha, they're going to be future tag team champions. I can guarantee freaking it. American Alpha, the future. One bad thing that happened in this match, it only went 4 minutes. Vaudevillains basically got squashed. I don't like that. They should have gave it 9 minutes, and especially 9 to 10 minutes with the next segment that's going on. AJ Styles has a message for John Cena. This shouldn't have been handled like this. They announced that AJ Styles has this message, trying to build hype for Smackdown. No, they should have just had AJ Styles come out, John Cena come out, a confrontation, match for SummerSlam, and it should have went 5 minutes. No, this went like 12 minutes, match that could have went on for the Vaudevillains versus American Alpha. The American Alpha debut shouldn't have just lasted 4 minutes. It should have went 10, 15 minutes, but no, they have to make time for AJ Styles and John Cena, which could have went on for a lesser time. Too many promos. What happens in this promo? AJ Styles comes out, John Cena comes out. Styles says he's figured out what his problem is with John Cena. His problem with Cena is that he is still there after Styles has beaten. He talks trash about Tennessee, saying they're delusional for believing in John Cena, from the kids to the adults. He says John Cena is the most delusional of them all. Cena feels disrespected that AJ Styles asked him why he is still there. Cena says he's there out of love, and he points out a child. He says he's there because of that child. He says he is okay. He loves going on the Today Show or whatever it is with the big blue Smackdown suit, even though he looks ridiculous. Blah blah blah. Big speech. Styles pretty much says, I want you at SummerSlam, and I like that it's Styles proposing the idea and not Cena. It makes Styles look like a badass heel. I want you. I'm the good wrestler. I know I can beat you. So let's go at SummerSlam, instead of Cena being like, you're too afraid to beat me. You can't beat me. Blah blah blah. You know, the usual face heel stuff. Cena accepts, and there's another big match confirmed for SummerSlam. So good stuff there. Another big match confirmed for SummerSlam. We all knew this match was coming, and I'm excited they're giving it to us at SummerSlam, a big stage, and it's going to be the blow-off match between these two. Styles got the win at Money in the Bank. Cena gets it at, what was the last pay-per-view? Battleground. Battleground's so pointless. I don't even remember what it's called. Cena gets the pin on Styles at Battleground, and Styles hopefully will win at SummerSlam if WWE makes the right call. And I hope this match is much better than the one they had at Money in the Bank. I think the one at Money in the Bank was Cena's first match back from injury, of course, so he had the ring rust on him. Now there's no excuses. Cena, no more ring rust. He's been in the ring for quite a couple weeks now, so SummerSlam should be a better match. Cannot wait. Next, we have Randy Orton versus Fandango. Tyler Breeze at ringside, and at ringside also security guards guarding the ring in case Lesnar tries to pull anything. It's just a typical match between Orton and Fandango. He does his normal routine. Fandango gets a little bit of offense. Randy Orton, DDT from the second rope, getting ready for the RKO, and then the big stuff happens. We see Brock Lesnar at ringside. The security guard's trying to hold him back. Fandango turns him around, RKO out of nowhere. Brock Lesnar makes it through the security guards quite easily, actually. F5 to Randy Orton. What did I note from this match? Orton looks much better in the ring. The match he had with The Miz looked absolutely terrible. Right now, he had a much better match with Fandango. Nothing special, but Randy Orton was looking much better and cleaner in the ring. At least there's that. He's lost the ring rust. Good. They are building on the feud very, very nicely. One thing I did not like is how they addressed it on SmackDown how he might come out. No, they should have had it come as a surprise. It was amazing when Randy Orton came out to Raw as a surprise. They should have had Lesnar come out as a surprise and not teased it so much. Oh, Lesnar might come. Well, it was smart that they caught on to the fact that Lesnar might come, but if it would have just been a surprise and Lesnar came out of nowhere like Randy Orton did, then it would have been an even better fact. I love how they're putting the emphasis on the fact that these superstars, I said it once and I'll say it again, I love the fact that they're putting the emphasis. These superstars are not supposed to be on these brands. They got drafted to different brands, and the general managers and commissioners do not want them there. There's a backstage segment where Heath Slater, the one-man band, baby, is asking Daniel Bryan for a contract. He, of course, says he's the hottest free agent, blah, 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 the usual mojo. Bryan says, you'll get a contract if you can beat someone on SmackDown next week. Out of nowhere, Rhino, spear, or gore. Gore to Heath Slater in Daniel Bryan's office, and I guess Rhino will be the opponent for the contract next week on SmackDown. Carmella makes her entrance against Natalya for the match announced, and Natalya, attacks her from behind, similar to how she did Becky Lynch in the build-up for Battleground. She attacks her from behind. It looks like maybe this will go into SummerSlam, or maybe we'll get a match on SmackDown next week on Tuesday. I don't know about that, but Natalya, great heel, adds flavor to her character. I love it. Carmella, I want to see what she has to offer in the ring on the main roster. Will she be a botch Brooke, or will she be one of the most outstanding women performers that we have in the roster? So I'm excited to see how she does in the ring. Both women's matches announced tonight did not happen, which that really got me angry, kind of. I wanted to see women's action tonight, but we didn't. Both of them did not happen. Natalya, because she attacked Carmella, and Eva Marie with her supposed injury that the referees looked like absolute dumbasses for not noticing that it was fake. She was laughing at the fact that she had this injury. Becky Lynch looked like a complete bozo. Becky Lynch should have beat the crap out of her. But besides that, next we go to the main event. We have Dean Ambrose on commentary, and we have Dolph Ziggler versus Bray Wyatt. Great match. Bray Wyatt in that ring is unstoppable. Bray Wyatt in a WWE ring is fan-freaking-tastic. So is Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, every time he goes out there, can put on a show, and I have no doubt that at SummerSlam he will put on that show, but you have to build him as a legitimate threat for that WWE title, and that's exactly what they are doing. Throughout the match, there was a point where Bray Wyatt was trying to take out the turnbuckle, the top turnbuckle, and he was trying to take it out like they did old school. We haven't seen that in quite a while, so I liked it. It was kind of a throwback. So Bray Wyatt isn't able to do it. The referee's telling him stop, and Dolph Ziggler gets a zigzag from behind, and later in the match, Dolph Ziggler goes back to that turnbuckle. He unbuckles it, and to finish the match, Bray Wyatt's head goes boom against that turnbuckle, and we see and that leads to the super kick. So Dolph Ziggler technically didn't win it clean, therefore Bray Wyatt doesn't look as bad coming out of a loss, but Dolph Ziggler does look like a legitimate threat, beating Bray Wyatt, the face of fear. After the match, something very interesting happened. Eric Rowan came out and attacked Dolph Ziggler, kind of pissed off that Dolph Ziggler won the match. Dean Ambrose immediately took off his jacket, rushes into the ring. Bray Wyatt gets up, they destroy him. So the Wyatt family seems to be back, and when Luke Harper comes back from injury, they will be complete again. I always loved the Wyatt family when it was just Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, and Bray Wyatt. Did I say Luke Harper? Luke Harper, excuse me for that one. When Braun Strowman got at it, I'm like, too many Wyatts. So the fact that Braun Strowman is now a singles competitor isn't good either. which I don't like that at all, but I do like the fact that it is now 3. It just makes the group much more flexible. Anyways, guys, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment with your Smackdown live review. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say in this video, and I hope you agreed with most of it, if not all of it. Go check out the other content of this channel. We upload Monday Night Raw and Smackdown live reviews every single week. Go check out that Monday Night Raw review I did if you haven't already. I did a video talking about Roman Reigns and the fall of the Roman Empire. Some very exciting stuff in that video if you want to check that out. Of course, like, comment, and please subscribe. It really helps the channel out. So this has been Joel Perez, and this has been Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. Thanks for watching.